Welcome to another community group. I hope this week has been great for you so far, and today we're going to start off with just kind of an icebreaker question to get to know each other better. And here's the question: where did you go to high school, and how was your experience? Share now. I hope you got to know each other a little bit better. I'm excited now to jump into God's Word. We're in a series called Nehemiah, which is simply going through the book of Nehemiah. It's been amazing so far, looking at God's faithfulness and love for his people, and that he would raise up a leader to do his will and work and to motivate the others to do it also. And so we looked at chapter 3 and chapter 4. Chapter 3 specifically is kind of the allotment of who would do what as far as building the wall and reinforcing the gates, which is cool that all hands are on deck to build this thing up. And chapter 4, I'd love for you to read together now. So Nehemiah chapter 4, we're going to see some of the pushback and opposition to the wall being built, but that the people would continue forward to finish God's will on the project. So read chapter 4 and then come back and we'll talk through some questions. In the very beginning of chapter 4, we see Sanballat and Tobiah, some of the different local governors that are fighting against the Jewish people through word and even planning action. We see them ridiculing the Jews, and it says that they were around their associates. And so they're talking bad to others, and it's being reinforced, and more people are feeling able to build off that and to criticize even more. And it happens to be what can happen among people if we're not careful. And so the question is, do you go along with the crowd of criticizers, or do you stand up against slander? And the follow-up question with that is, how can we do a better job of stopping negative talk about God's people? Again, we see that they continue to build, but there's opposition through word and even in plan. And so they have to prepare for what could come against them and the pushback that is being talked about. And so they work hard, and they work with one hand and have weapons in the other hand. And some people work while others watch and make sure everyone is safe. And I'd love for us to think through that in our own life and answer the question, what is something you should be working on now to make sure you are prepared for pushback, or you're prepared for opposition? And so in a real practical way, an example might be that you build up an emergency account. So if there's some sort of pitfall or hard time, you're ready for it. But now I'd like you to think through, on a spiritual level, preparing for what God has for you and making sure you're ready for pushback and opposition, and in practical ways. What are things that you could be preparing now so that when hard times come, difficult times, evil days come, you're ready to face them and to stand firm? So spend some time talking about that. Make sure and pray with each other, and then close up group. I love you. I can't wait to see you Sunday. Have a good one.